The movie begins with an asteroid hurtling toward Earth, threatening to wipe out humanity. In a desperate attempt to save the planet, all the countries of the world unite and launch rockets at the asteroid. The asteroid is destroyed, but the victory comes at a cost. Chemical compounds from the rockets rain down on Earth, causing catastrophic mutations in cold-blooded animals. These mutated creatures become aggressive man-eating monsters, leading to 95% of the human population being devoured within a year. To escape the horrors above ground, the surviving humans retreat underground into bunkers called colonies. 7 years later, we meet Joel Dawson, a young man living in one such colony. After losing his parents, Joel was taken in by a group of survivors who became his makeshift family. While others in the colony have developed skills for survival or combat, Joel focuses on cooking, as he knows little about fighting and struggles with a freezing issue that leaves him paralyzed in dangerous situations. Life in the colony has settled into a routine, with many survivors pairing off romantically, everyone except Joel. He often thinks about Amy, his girlfriend, who was separated from him during the chaotic evacuation years ago. Before leaving with her family, Amy promised Joel that they would reunite someday. Holding on to that promise, Joel decides he's waited long enough. He resolves to leave the safety of the colony and embark on a perilous journey to find her. Joel shares his plan with his team, who reluctantly support him but warn him of the risks. Amy's colony is located 85 miles away at Jenner Beach, and making the trek through monster-infested territory seems nearly impossible. Before Joel departs, his team gives him a map and a crossbow, emphasizing that survival depends on avoiding confrontations. Everything on the surface will try to eat you, they caution, urging him to run rather than fight. Stepping outside the colony for the first time in 7 years, Joel is awestruck by the sight of the surface world. Overgrown vegetation, crumbling ruins, and eerie silence greet him. With determination fueling his steps, Joel sets off on his quest to reunite with Amy. As Joel continues his journey west, he navigates through a deserted village. Suddenly, he encounters a monstrous toad that lunges at him. Panicked, Joel tries to flee but is quickly overpowered by the creature as it begins dragging him closer. Just when all hope seems lost, a dog named Boy appears out of nowhere and bites the toad, forcing it to release Joel. Boy then leads Joel into an abandoned vehicle, which shields them from the attacking beast. Grateful for being saved, Joel thanks Boy and eventually falls asleep inside the vehicle. The next morning, Joel prepares to continue his journey alone. However, Boy insists on joining him, even bringing along a piece of cloth belonging to his former owner. Touched by the dog's loyalty, Joel agrees to let Boy accompany him, tucking the cloth into his backpack as they set off together. During their travels, Joel plucks some berries to eat, unaware they are poisonous. Boy warns him just in time, preventing disaster. Later, Joel accidentally falls into a hole filled with worm-like monsters known as sand gobblers. Surrounded and terrified, Joel freezes up. Fortunately, a stranger named Clyde intervenes, throwing a rope down to pull Joel to safety. Clyde introduces himself and his adopted daughter, Minnow, explaining that they're heading north toward the snow-covered mountains where fewer monsters exist due to the cold climate. As they travel together, Minnow teaches Joel how to use his crossbow effectively, emphasizing the importance of clearing his mind to take precise shots. Along the way, they encounter a snail-like monster that poses no threat and peacefully moves on. Minnow explains that not all monsters are dangerous and that their intentions can often be read by looking into their eyes. At night, Joel sketches the monsters he has encountered, documenting their weaknesses in a journal. He believes this information could help humanity fight back against the creatures more effectively. The next morning, Clyde offers Joel a chance to join them permanently, praising his potential as part of their team. Though touched by the offer, Joel remains determined to find Amy. Minnow tearfully hugs Joel, asking him to visit someday, while Clyde gives him a hand grenade for emergencies before they part ways. Joel and Boy venture into a creepy swamp, where Boy senses danger and hides under a structure. Joel pleads with Boy to come out, but moments later, a massive centipede-like monster attacks. It wraps itself around Boy with its tail, threatening to crush him. Overwhelmed by fear, Joel experiences a flashback of failing to save his parents from a giant monster years ago, a memory that has haunted him ever since. Determined not to lose Boy, Joel shakes off his paralysis, grabs his crossbow, and fires a fatal shot at the centipede, saving Boy. Reunited, Joel expresses relief and gratitude for protecting his loyal companion. That night, as rain begins to pour, Joel takes shelter in an abandoned motel. There, he meets Mavis, a malfunctioning robot whose legs were damaged by a monster years ago, leaving her trapped indoors. With only 50 minutes of power remaining, Mavis learns about Joel's quest to find Amy. Using her systems, she calculates that Joel is now only 9.3 miles away from Amy's colony. Before shutting down, Mavis asks Joel for his full name and shows him photos of his parents, evoking deep emotions. Joel hugs her farewell, burying her respectfully after she powers down. The next day, Joel resumes his journey with Boy. They are soon ambushed by a queen sand gobbler, forcing them to flee. Hiding inside a hollow tree trunk, Boy spots his old owner's cloth and runs to retrieve it, inadvertently revealing their location to the pursuing monster. Desperate, Joel remembers the hand grenade Clyde gave him. He throws it at the queen sand gobbler, causing a massive explosion that sends Joel tumbling into a river. On the other side of the riverbank, he finds Boy clutching the cloth. Once out of the water, Joel discovers poisonous leeches covering his body. Despite the pain, he removes them one by one, determined to keep moving forward. Tensions rise between Joel and Boy. In his frustration, Joel blames Boy for their predicament, causing the loyal dog to run away. As the poison from the leeches begins to take effect, Joel starts hallucinating and eventually collapses unconscious. When Joel wakes up, he discovers that Amy has found him and brought him to her colony. She explains that they are preparing to leave with an Australian yacht captain named Brooks Wilkinson, who claims to be part of the Australian Navy. Joel meets the crew, Dana and Rocco, and gets a glimpse of their old but functional yacht. Brooks invites Joel to join them for a party later, seemingly hospitable. However, during their conversation, Amy reveals that she no longer harbors romantic feelings for Joel, having moved on after losing someone special in the past. Heartbroken, Joel calls himself an idiot, but Amy apologizes sincerely and offers him a spot on the yacht. Despite everything, Joel decides to return to his own colony instead. Contacting his team back at his bunker, Joel learns that their colony has been breached multiple times by monsters. Concerned, he tells them he's coming home. Before leaving, Brooks sends over some berries and beer as a gesture of goodwill. Suspicious, Joel inspects the food and recognizes one of the berries as highly poisonous. Realizing something is amiss, he rushes to warn everyone about the yacht crew, but it's too late. Everyone in Amy's colony has already been poisoned. Joel confronts Brooks, warning Amy and the others that they cannot trust him. Just then, Dana punches Joel from behind, knocking him unconscious. When he comes to, he finds himself tied up alongside Amy and the rest of the colony. Brooks tells Dana to destroy their radio tower. Amy begs her not to do it, but Dana shoots it with her cannon. Brooks reveals his true intentions. They are thieves who prey on helpless colonies, stealing their supplies and abandoning them. To make matters worse, Brooks presses a button on a device he wears, summoning a massive crab monster onto the beach. Chaos erupts as everyone tries to flee for their lives. Amy manages to free herself and unties Joel. Armed with a metal frame, she charges at Rocco, who attempts to shoot her but is struck down. Meanwhile, Joel grabs a metal rod as the crab monster runs toward him. He uses the rod to flip the crab onto its back. Brooks presses the button on her machine again and the crab gets back on its feet. At the same time, Amy is fighting Dana, but Brooks attacks Amy from behind. Amy falls down and passes out. Brooks tells his team that it's time to leave. They take their supplies and escape on a boat. Suddenly, Boy appears. Joel is happy to see him. He tells Boy to help Amy. Boy starts licking Amy, and she wakes up. She gives Joel a cannon. The crab monster grabs Joel with its claws. Just as Joel is about to shoot, he looks into the crab's eyes. He feels that the crab doesn't want to hurt them. Joel understands that Brooks is controlling the crab using a chain connected to her machine, so, Joel shoots the chain. The chain breaks, and the crab is finally free. Brooks can no longer control it. Enraged, the liberated crab monster turns its attention to Brooks and his crew, seeking revenge. It chases them down, ultimately killing Brooks and devouring his accomplices before obliterating their yacht, which sinks into the ocean. Before departing to rescue his colony, Joel reconciles with Amy. He tells her they should head north to the snow-covered mountains where it's safer. Handing her his survival journal, he assures her he can recreate it since all the knowledge is stored in his mind. In a heartfelt moment, Amy gives Joel a tender kiss and promises to find him again someday. With renewed determination, Joel retraces his perilous journey through the dangerous lands he crossed before, facing familiar threats along the way. Finally, he reaches his colony, where his team greets him with joy and relief. Their reunion is emotional, filled with hugs and gratitude for his safe return. Inspired by his experiences, Joel broadcasts a global message to all remaining colonies. He shares his story, emphasizing that if he could survive on the surface, anyone can. Declaring that he's done hiding, Joel inspires survivors worldwide to leave their bunkers and reclaim their world. His colony agrees, packing up and beginning their journey northward, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. The film ends on a hopeful note, showcasing humanity's resilience and unity in the face of adversity. If you enjoyed this recap, smash that like button, subscribe to Recap Revolution, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and also drop your comments below. See you in the next one.